head up.
My name is Jasmine. I record on YouTube as Hippie Henderson, and I do those videos based off of the stuff that I've been through in my life as far as a journey. And I'm a stay-at-home mother right now because of my diagnosis of Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is cancer. I started doing videos seriously around 2017 when we lost our daughter Madison at 36 weeks. So after we lost our daughter, we did want another baby, but because of the depot shot still being in my system, which is only supposed to last around, I think 3 months at the most, in 2018, April 1st of that year, I found out that I was pregnant. Going to my regular doctor, and I just so happened to tell them something about a lump that is in my collarbone, and it felt kind of weird. It was pretty hard, and they said that it was a muscle strain. Then they gave me some medicine, and the medicine was supposed to make it go down. They said that I possibly had an infection in my body, and my lymph node was swollen because of the infection in my body. All of a sudden, got really, really tired. The top of my feet had this itch. It was just like under the skin itch where I could not get to it, but I didn't know that was a symptom. I found out because I was going to the appointment, which was a birth center, and I just so happened to tell that doctor there about a lump that had developed under my arm. So I had the collarbone lump and the lump under my arm at this time. So I ended up telling them about that, and come to find out that they were nervous about it as well. They sent me to a cancer testing place to where they could do a biopsy of it. Then I got the call. So I was at work, I got a call, and for some reason something told me to answer this phone call. I answered the phone call, and the doctor is like, okay, well, you have an appointment. The nurse is like, you have an appointment on this day, can you come as soon as possible? And I was like, okay, so is that like as soon as possible, or like I could schedule? She's like, no, come as soon as possible. So I go up there, and they pretty much take me into the room, which is my actual OB. She took me into the room, and she said, well, we found out that from the biopsy you have Hodgkin's lymphoma. Now, we felt like, me and my husband felt like there was something wrong, that it wasn't just right, that most likely I did have cancer, because when they do a biopsy, most of the time you find that you have cancer. So we were like, we got this, but I couldn't help but cry. I'm pregnant, I got cancer, I want this baby so bad, so what am I supposed to do? So my first action was to look at natural treatments. We would sit on the front porch and we would look for natural treatments as far as like detoxing your body. Nothing is absolutely proven to work. So I started calling different doctor's offices that did natural treatment, and all of them was telling me that it was $10,000. $10,000 that I do not have. $10,000 that I cannot find, and $10,000 that I'm not gonna get. After deliberation, I actually was referred to, as soon as I got the biopsy and everything came out that it was Hodgkin's lymphoma, to go to a chemo treatment center, and I was going to do that. But something in my soul told me to look on my own, so I looked on my own. And I ended up finding a doctor at the hospital that I had my daughter, and I felt like that was a good system, so I wanted to do that. I went to that doctor, and he wanted to put me on radiation. Now, I would tell him that I'm pregnant and that I want to do it as safe as possible, and I felt like he didn't care. He really didn't care. Like, he was going to get that money from the chemo anyway, but it still mattered to me that this baby's life is saved. He would tell me that, you know, it's possible that you could lose the baby, but when he said that, it wasn't any sincerity behind it. I felt like he was like, it's possible you could lose this baby, and he didn't care. So the whole time that this is going on, I'm not even thinking about me surviving. I'm literally thinking about this baby. And after I left his appointment, I got a call from the original place that I was supposed to go to. She's telling me that I need to seek treatment immediately because I can pass away as well as the baby. But I was looking for somebody that was going to care about my baby. In searching for someone, I ended up finding this doctor that was online. He wasn't I forgot the name of the one. He wasn't an oncologist, he was a hematologist. When I did the appointments with him, I felt like he cared more about the baby, and that's who I decided to go with. in going to chemo, the nurses saw me grow, my belly grew. We didn't know whether or not she was gonna make it, our daughter, but we were gonna still keep going and be happy at every moment because we lost our daughter Madison, and we don't feel like we took her life for granted at all. But at the same time, you look back and you wonder, is there something else that I could have done in order to appreciate her more? Like, I might not make it, this baby might not make it. It's where you come in with your mentality. You gotta wonder whether or not you're willing to pass away, and what do you need to do in order to make sure everything's okay if you do pass away. I did research. The main thing that I found through those people is to stay positive, because even if you don't make it, if you're not positive during that time, you're just gonna be here being miserable. So my husband was the one that was there for me. Our daughter wasn't here yet, so of course she couldn't be there for me, but she was there for me emotionally. Like, I had something other than myself to think about. But as far as that was the only person that I had was him, and he really helped me go. He really helped me get through this. He had a stone cold, strong face on when I knew that the times that I broke down, he wanted to break down, but he just felt like he couldn't do that. At that appointment Wednesday, I'm glad that the monitor caught her heartbeat dip. I went straight to the hospital from my appointment, walked straight across the street, got checked into the triage, and that Thursday we gave birth to our baby girl. Like, wow, she's truly a miracle. And telling people my story, they feel, I guess, sad for me, but in a sense, I feel like I'm empowering them because they might have been through something just like it, known somebody else through something just like it. Not necessarily pregnant with cancer, but going through something of chemo-wise, or having cancer, or having a child, or losing a child and being fearful of what might happen to a child. Just those feelings in general, they really connected with me on the level of fear, but also on the level of staying, having courage during the situation. Everybody was really affected by her. When she came into the world, it felt like it was like this gush of not only emotions, but of energy. She was prayed over so much. She's technically a miracle baby because of the fact that she had to go through chemo with me. Just so happened at the beginning, she showed me that I had cancer, so I wouldn't have known without her. Her being able to make it through chemo, being that she was 20-something weeks when we started chemo, and now she's 36 weeks. And I know it doesn't seem that long, but 36 weeks from 20-something weeks, being fearful every day about it is a very long time. I was so nervous for some reason. I felt like when I picked up that bell and I rang it, that it would start all over again. Like, I would wake up and it'd be like, oh, this is what's going on with you, and you gotta live through this every second of your life, which I technically do, but just being back there. And then you look at where you came from to the point where I looked at that bell as soon as I walked in there, and the fact that I got to ring that bell as soon as I got to leave, it felt amazing. It felt like I achieved something with people behind me that cared about me, but they also got to achieve it with me.
Minneapolis experiences one of the most severe.
Reporting live in Washington, Jacqueline.
It won't do the calendar.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You're giving me, oh my God. The more you make me
I didn't know I had to
smile.
go over there though.
Go for it.
I tried not to cry when I did it. I was like, oh my goodness, don't cry.
Well, we've been through a lot, I understand.
Yeah. It usually catches me off guard.
Oh, I didn't know you had to go over there either. You sure you had to go over there?
Yeah.
So how you feeling?
I don't know how I feel. It's like, at the beginning, I didn't think, to be honest, when it first started happening,
Yeah.
I didn't think that I would get to this point.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but I don't try to think too far ahead, you know.
Yeah, you was pregnant,
Yeah.
like, the whole time.
Yeah, literally. As soon as I found out.
We can head up.